Happy Monday night. We are back once again with James from Citizen Kane. How are you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing tonight?
We are absolutely fantastic. We went out and had some good Mexican food because we had to celebrate the birthday boy right here to my fucking left or right, depending on what screen.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Yeah, CB's the big birthday boy tonight.
It's awesome.
So, go ahead and dive right into it. And yeah, I'm going to pick on the birthday boy. I'm going to let the birthday boy go first.
Uh-oh.
So, tell us one of your favorite stories that you've had while you've been on the road and with your crew over the years. What's your favorite story?
Favorite story? Wow. Well, let's see. Interesting. Let me think about this for a second. I think one of the coolest things is we were playing Blue Ridge Rock Fest, and our drummer was late getting there. And when he got to the show, he had his passes and everything. And at first, they didn't know who he was because he went to the wrong gate. So then he finally got a private escort to the stage. And when he gets to the stage and gets there, we're getting ready to go on stage, and we were playing with Beartooth. We actually went on after Beartooth, and then Wage War was in between the two. And Myron, as he got there and was going on stage and everything, we get ready to do the show. Wage War come up and said, was asking about our drummer, who he was and everything, because they thought he was some stranger. Because we were there showing at sound check, we were like, "Who's this guy?" Because he literally just runs on stage, and we start playing and take off. So everybody's like, "What the fuck is this? What's going on?" All the crew, not the crowd, of course, but the crew's like, "What's going on? Who's this guy?" So they're looking at me like, "Is this guy supposed to be on stage?" It's kind of funny. So then we take off, man. It was. I think that was a fun moment. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool as shit, especially getting this.
Now there's a lot more moments we could go in talking about, but that was one of the funny ones, I guess.
Well, shit. Let's do it. What is your wildest fan interaction at a show?
Wildest fan interaction?
Mm-hmm.
We was playing a little club in Georgia, man, called Outskirts Bar and Grill, which Bobby don't own anymore, but it's his club. We were playing there, man, and there was this guy, young kid. He's like 25 years old. He showed up, and when he got there, he was expecting like a country band or something. Here we are, because whatever band they had, they canceled out and they booked us last minute, so we come in and played. So a lot of people there at the show were expecting this country artist, what he was, and here we are playing, in your face hardcore metal. And this dude was running back and forth in front of the stage, back and forth. And the whole time he's going, "What the fuck, man? What's going on? What the fuck's going on, man? What the fuck is this?" And he was tore up, but he was liking the show. He was really adrenalized, and into it and tore up. But it was just like he was blown away by, this metal band's playing here, this country band. He was just blown away by it. And it was the funniest thing to watch this guy pacing back and forth from the stage, screaming at us, yelling at us, and cheering us on. But at the same time, he's going, "What the fuck's going on, man? What the fuck is this?" I mean, I think that's the funniest shit ever when you see something like that. As far as a fan, that was a major deal. And then we've had several different things with fans over the years. I think one thing was this, I think was very cool, was playing Texas at Baytown. I forget the club we was at. It was in Baytown, Texas. But anyway, this woman and her child stuck around the whole show. It wasn't an all-age show. This was a bar adult show, but she was there. And she stuck around the whole time until after the show. And then after the show, everybody done the meet greeting thing and everything. And she was there and waited patiently and everything. And finally she come up to me and she goes, "I'm a huge fan of yours. And my son is a more fan than I am." And this kid's like 8 years old. She said, "He's got both your albums. He listens to it all the time. And he's been in trouble at school for listening to your album." I said, "You're kidding me." And she waited the whole time just so her son could get a picture with me and an autograph from the band and get that album. And we actually signed a symbol for him, give him a symbol and everything. He was on top of the world. It was really cool. But I think that was neat, though, to have somebody really wait patiently through the whole show, 4 bands, and, whole 9 yards and everything. The Hippies were headlining. We were actually opening for the Hippies on that show.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Meg, you're up on deck, girl.
have y'all ever had a show go sideways? Like something happened, gear fail, and then it turned out to be like a really awesome show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost all the time.
Every show.
All the time.
No, I'm joking, but it feels like it sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, doing shows these days, you never know if you got in-ears or if you're using monitors. And we're old school. Me and Myron, the drummer, do all the vocals. We do all the singing. And we depend on the old school monitors. We can use in-ears, but we were like the monitors because it has more of a live feel versus the in-ears.
Right.
And you never know with sound men what the monitor is going to be, whether you can hear yourself or not, or you're like pissed on it. And sometimes you just kick the damn monitor over and fuck it. I'm just singing, listening off the back wall and the PA, hoping you can hear it. So
we just stand in this one corner on the stage so I can hear myself.
yes. So I play guitar and sing, so it's kind of like, where the fuck you going to go? You got a mic stand, you can't run around, you can't take with you. But we deal with that on a constant. We got a joke that we always talk about is who the fifth member is going to be tonight. Is he going to be any fucking good or not? Because that's kind of our joke. The fifth member being a sound man. Is this guy going to be good or?
Yeah.
But you always deal with that. But yeah, we've had incidents where I've had an amp go down live, and we play tube heads. I play through a Mess Boogie rig with Marshall cabinets, and we got full stacks or half stacks, whatever. But I've actually had a head go down, the tubes go down, and we had the last minute, which we have backup amps like floor units. So while your road crew is trying to put that together, you're sitting there bullshitting to the crowd, trying to kill time so this don't look like a train wreck. You know what I mean? You're smiling and coming up anything you can fucking think of.
Keep that curtain up.
Yeah, it's like, anything you think of to get people to listen to you a minute while they're doing all the shit to get it changed out and then changed out. And that's happened sometimes. And our drummer, Myron, he's busted. I mean, he's a powerhouse. He's busted on how many snare heads in a show, and we have to change out snares, or he's busted cymbals. And I've actually seen him break cymbals and take them off and just throw them out on the stage like, fuck that one, But, you see all kind of crazy stuff. And every show is an adventure. I always look at it that way. There's nothing solid. There's nothing guaranteed. There never will be in music business. Everything's always constantly changing. And usually, the pros, I call this pros, when you're a professional musician, you actually learn how to handle those situations and make it fun.
Yeah.
Where I've seen some artists don't know how to handle it. They get mad and walk off stage, or they get pissed off, or they comp an attitude, versus you can flip that in a heartbeat and get the crowd into it and roll them with it. And it makes you more of a professional when you learn to deal with it.
All about the recovery.
It's all about the recovery when it comes to that. But yeah, it happens. And if you're a musician, you're going to see it. I don't care who you are. It's something that's going to happen. Yeah. Always.
Oh,
mic cables. I've had mic cables go out, and you're sitting there, and you're like, yeah, and all of a sudden you're going. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I can't hear this guy. Although my drummer likes to say that's my excuse for forgetting the words. He said, you just act like a mic's broke. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I actually broke one of my basses in half 2 songs in.
Broke it in half.
I broke it in half.
Is that a Kiss thing? Were you drunk and angry, or what the hell is that about?
So I was trying to do the fancy fucking swing it.
The spin.
And as soon as I go to spin it, my horn strap broke.
And away it goes.
Straight up. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And we were playing a festival, and it was really bright. Like the sun was like right in our eyes. So it goes up. I couldn't see it. And it came down, and it fucking snapped clean in fucking half when it hit that ground.
Bro, now, I have done a show with a Les Paul guitar doing that. Spun it, and it went flipping out in the crowd, and the crowd caught it. Believe it or not, the guy caught the thing. And I was worried if it was going to kill something about it, because I flung it and come loose, and the way it goes right out the crowd.
See, I quit doing it because the second time like later on down the road, it's about another 2 years down the road, I knocked out one of my guitarists. Like knocked him clean the fuck out. Like Mike Tyson, knocked out, 10 count, done.
Well, I've got to where if I got the balls to do the spin routine, I spin it back towards the stage instead of frontwards. Like spinning it around the other way, I spin it backwards. So if it does come off, it's going to hit the drummer or somebody behind me.
Yeah, I don't do it no more.
Yeah, in the end, man, it shows the show. It's whatever it is. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I've done that. I've actually done that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm going to pass on doing that. I'll find some other cool shit to do, but not that.
And when we was playing a festival and I done that and it went out in the crowd, that's when I was like, okay. And what's funny, the crowd acted like I did it on purpose. They were acting like, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man. But I'm like, whoa, that's my guitar.
whoa.
Like, I wasn't giving it to you, man. That didn't happen like that, but okay.
Bring that back. I need that shit.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
All right, Daffy, you're up, girl.
All right, if you can go anywhere in the world to play, where would you want to go?
Anywhere in the world. I got two favorites, actually, we've not played, and I'd love to play there. One is out in Colorado at the Canyon.
Oh, Red Rock.
Red Rock, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to play Red Rock.
A very, very popular answer on here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been to Red Rock, walked around, and checked the stage out and stuff like that. We was out there at the Hippies on tour, but didn't get to play. But just imagining the sound of it would be phenomenal. I'd just bucket list thing on that. And the other place, man, would be Carnegie Hall in New York. I think that's the bucket list for any artist. That's the.
We've actually never heard that.
Really?
We've never gotten Carnegie Hall. We've gotten Madison Square Garden, but we've never gotten Carnegie Hall.
Really? Well, to me, Carnegie Hall, man, I've seen a lot of shows there, and there's so many big artists that's played Carnegie Hall, man. I mean, from you name it, Zeppelin, Elton John, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Of course, Madison Square Garden too, but Carnegie Hall is really the one I think is the hardest to get into. You got to be among.
It's like prestigious. Like you got to be somebody to like.
Right. That's why it's a bucket list for me, because once you've done that, you're done. Fuck it, you're done.
Yep.
Yeah, you play Carnegie Hall. Yeah, you got
the other place I think would be cool would be over in what's the cathedral in Rome? Everybody plays over there. The outdoor.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know
what they call it though. But it's over in Greece, I think it is. But that would be awesome.
The Colosseum.
Foo Fighters played there. It would be a really neat place.
Yeah, that'd be dope as shit. So going off of that, if you guys could play any major festival in the world, which one would you want to play?
Man, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it would be out of the country because that's where the bigger ones are. I would be about like Castle Donington, where there's 500,000 people. That would be. And over in Europe, I like the way they do it in Europe more so than the United States, because in the United States, they get stuck with these 4 or 5 different stages, side stages, back and forth stages. Europe, they're all about one big fucking stage and everybody uses it. And to me, that's really cool because you got one huge ass crowd and the bands are switching out and you ain't got to go walk 50 feet or a half a mile to the next stage and miss the other band playing because you got 4 bands playing at once kind of crap.
Right.
So and Japan does the same thing in Tokyo. Man, that would be another place because they got this huge stage and everybody plays on the same stage all day. And those I think would be bigger.
I mean, that works really well. I feel like if you have a rotating stage. So if you've got a full rotating stage to where you can have one band playing and then setting up the next setup behind it and then just rotate it.
They do. They do that there.
It works very well. But if you don't.
And I don't know why America don't get into that. I mean, we've got the capability to do that at festivals. I don't know why the hell they don't want to do that. Yeah, it's money.
That is a good
it's money and how many damn bands can we throw in here and make money off of? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like when Meg came down here and flew down, and me and her went to Welcome to Rockville. We had to sit there because it's 5 stages. So we had to sit there and like plan out our fucking day every single night. We're like, all right.
That's the way Blue Ridge Rock Fest was. I think they had like 6 stages, main stages, and then they had 6 side stages where the one bands would play while the national would play. So they'd have a major band play, then a regional, then a big band and a regional. Not just regional, they'd have other nationals, but bigger names on the big stage, the others on it back and forth on 6 stages.
Yeah, see, like Welcome to Rockville was still 2 main stages and then 3 side stages.
Yeah.
Now, 2 of those side stages were like side by side. So that was nice because when one band was playing, they were setting up the next stage and then it would flip to the other side.
And that's the way it should be. To me, for the artist, I would rather have the ideal stage setup for me for a festival is one big main stage for the huge bands, 2 side stages rotate back and forth for the others, and it's all facing the same crowd, and that would be ideal.
You can see it all. You just turn.
Yep.
The fans would really appreciate that more too, because I've heard so many people complain at Blue Ridge. They paid all this money to get their tickets, but they had to limit who they were seeing because bands were playing at the same time.
Right.
Which is bullshit. I mean, it's like, what the crap, you know? And then you got to pick what bands you got to see, and it thins the crowd out. I mean, I think we played at 4:00. There were probably 40,000 people on the stage we was on. But imagine that on every stage, it was that many or more at each stage, really. There was like 300, almost 400,000 people total, but they were scattered out. So you didn't have that big crowd.
I mean, welcome to Rockville. It didn't matter what stage you went to. It was fucking massive. What stage you were at.
Rockville's legit, man. Rockville's cool. Love to play Rockville. We've not done that.
I've been to Welcome to Rockville. I went for the very first 7 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I was there every single year, and then I missed quite a few years, and then I finally got to go back last year with Meg, and then we're going again next year. And I've got me and CB. We're actually going to cover Vans Warped Tour in Orlando in November, so we'll be at Vans Warped Tour. But that one, I don't know what that setup's going to be. Obviously, it's going to be multiple stages, but it's only
weird every time. Vans are really weird.
2 days instead of 4 days.
It's weird.
So I'm looking forward to it. But CB, you're up on deck, brother.
All right. So, are you a morning person or are you a night person?
Well, I'm kind of both. Actually, I'm not a, I like getting my day started and going. I'm not one of these people that's grumpy or agitated or anything. I just keep to myself, and I usually have my ritual. And we have a ritual with our band, and it's called Waffle House,
Place to go.
So I got to have my eggs, sausage, and my coffee to get my day going. And it's the same routine when you're on tour. You get a hotel room, which we get hotel rooms. We don't stay in a tour bus. We travel, stay in hotel rooms. These days, it's more convenient versus fighting the tour bus and the place to park and all that. Just take a truck and take your trailer and go to the hotel rooms, which we do. But every morning, though, it's the same thing. Where's a fucking Waffle House? Where's the Waffle
Exactly.
House? Get this day going. And then in the evenings, I'm looking forward to the shows at night, man. Which I'm 55, and it's a young man's game. So I got my rituals and workout I got to go through to be ready. Those days of let's do this. I'm ready. Those are gone. It's more of I got to pace myself and go do what I got to do, deliver.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't do the Waffle House around here. Me and CB got some horror stories about Waffle House.
Oh, they can be bad, man. They can be bad.
Yeah.
When we're out west, there's not a lot of Waffle Houses, so we go like a Bob Evans or something out west. But on the East Coast, we hit Waffle Houses mainly because it's the same stuff. And one of my favorite things about a Waffle House is you can watch them cook, which is kind of cool to me. So somebody fucks shit up, and you can say, "No, dude, no, no, do this again."
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, at least they can't give you a surprise in your food on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You watch them cook, and they hand it to you. You know exactly what you get.
Watching you.
It's not somebody behind the background going, "I hate fucking Citizen Kane." Here, give that to him.
Fuck this band.
We've not encountered that. I hope we never do, but
Right.
All right, Meg, you're up on deck, girl.
Which one of your band's members would survive a zombie apocalypse the longest?
Give me that again. Let me hear that.
Which one of your band members would survive the longest in a zombie apocalypse?
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's interesting in a zombie apocalypse. I would say our lead guitar player, Donnie, without a doubt.
Okay.
Donnie's a cowboy.
Oh.
He's here in the Appalachians. He's a hillbilly, but he loves horses. He's got like 4 horses. He goes, when we're not on tour, he's horseback riding all the time. He's got his guns. He goes shooting. So he would be like, the Walking Dead episode where he's on a horse killing the fuck out of these motherfuckers or some shit. He would be the guy going, when we gonna kill zombies, man, that's fucking fun. Where the rest of us is like, no, get the fuck away from this shit. Donnie's wanting to get on a horse and go kill him. He'd be that guy.
All right.
Fair enough. All right. So at what point in your life did you decide you want to be a musician? Was it a band, a family member? Like, what was that one pivotal moment that you're like, I want to play in a band?
Well, it's an interesting thing. Growing up here in Appalachians, Myron and I, and this is something you don't know about our band. Donnie, Myron, and myself are all three cousins. We're family members.
Oh,
First
okay.
cousins.
That's cool.
And it is.
Oh,
And we're
yeah.
fortunate enough to be in the music business all these years dealing with it. But what's more interesting about that is that Donnie, Myron, and myself grew up with our family around bluegrass. Like, for example, my cousin played for Ralph Stanley, played banjo for Ralph Stanley for 15 years. And then my other cousin played in a country band. Myron's mom was in a country band and a rock band for a while. And then Donnie, me and Myron were younger than Donnie, but at the time Donnie was actually and you may remember this band as a band that toured across the United States called Sidewinder. They were a cover band.
I know who they are.
Donnie was one of the lead guitarists for Sidewinder for several years back in the 80s, back in the mid to late 80s. So, I mean, he's truly from the hair band era. And that's the thing. We're not young guys, man. I mean, Donnie's 60, Phil's 63, I'm 55, and then Myron's the youngest. He's at 45, or 46. But you know, we grew up around it being cousins. Me and Myron used to watch Donnie tour with Sidewinder, and he'd come home telling us all these cool stories about being on tour with the hair and, you know, the big band stuff and the arena rock. And it's like, wow, I want to fucking do this. You know, we're like 12 and 13. We want to fucking do this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And we watched him way before we got into it, and then we got into it. But yeah, we both, all of us grew up around it in Appalachians, country rock, and had family members in it that encouraged in it. But really interesting story, what got me into it. When I was 18, I left home and went to Maryland, living on my own. And when I was in Maryland, I was in Baltimore, and I seen this ad for this audition for a guitar player for a band. So with this age, I went and this is like 1989. I went and auditioned for the band. Never been to a band in my life. And I went and auditioned for the band and didn't make the cut, of course, not at all. But the unique thing was a couple other artists that were auditioning were there, and they got with me and said, let's put a band together. So we ended up putting a band together in Baltimore and ended up actually being signed with a label and actually working with Celador Productions at the time. I don't know if you remember them. But we was with Road Racer and Celador at the time and got a compilation deal and a record deal and was touring. And we went from high school to touring at 18 and 19. So I was out touring at 18, 19 years old back then. And that was my dose of it, so to speak, for 4 years with that band, and really got a dose of touring and the business. And then after that, I come home and so forth, and then put together Citizen Kane later on. But, you know, that's how I got into it myself.
So what got you into doing metal particularly?
Metallica. No fucking doubt. I'll tell you an interesting story about this. I seen Metallica back in 1984, 83 or 84. My cousin was a bouncer in Baltimore at a nightclub. He's much older than I was. I was 15 years old, and I went to stay the summer with my uncle and my cousin up in Maryland, in Baltimore. And he's a bouncer, and he said, man, you'll come with me tonight to the club. I said, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. So I went, and he said, but you can't run around or nothing because you're underage. You have to stick with me at the door and blah, blah, blah. I said, cool. Well, while I'm there, we're setting up and everything. He's setting up, doing the door deal, and the place is packed. This is in Essex, Maryland. I forget the name of the club. It was a dive. But anyway, the band playing that night was Metallica.
Shit.
And I'm talking Cliff Burton, Dave Mustaine, James Hetfield, and Lars, Metallica.
Holy fuck.
In a bar that holds probably 350 fucking people.
Nice.
And I can't express the energy coming off that stage, man. And it hit me like an anvil. Matter of fact, for months when leaving that show, I was dead set. I'm going to play metal. I'm going to be a musician. This is what I'm fucking doing. It was that much of a effect on me, really.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll never forget it. What's funny, and it's kind of funny because we seen them, and you could go up and talk to them stuff, which I didn't because they weren't huge then. You wouldn't think to do so, but I seen them. I go home back to Virginia at the time. I'm in school, in high school, and then 2 years later, a buddy comes up to me and goes, man, check it out. He's got this Metallica shirt on from, I think, Masters or Ride the Lightning, whatever tour it was with Ozzy. And I'm like, I know those guys. I seen those fucking guys. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? I said, no, man. And then it was like, holy shit, So me and my cousin get tickets and we go to Johnson City to Freedom Hall and we see Metallica, and we see Metallica opening for Ozzy Osbourne. And here I am 18 or 19 seeing this at the time, and it was just phenomenal. And I always, from that one show though, seeing them in a small atmosphere of a small bar like that, man, I can't express the energy that they had coming off the stage. And you can talk about this all day, but till you see it, you really don't know what that is. And I can't express. I've seen a lot of bands, man. I've seen a lot of concerts, a lot of tours, but that show, those guys when they were young, I don't know how to express this, but I've never seen a band. I've seen a lot of bands. I've never seen a band produce the energy that they did with normal amps like you and I would have and everybody else have. But there was something about the magic of what they were doing. It was an anvil in the face, man. I mean, it was incredible. I don't know how to say it, but that's what got me into being a musician.
That's fantastic. All right, Daff, you're up on deck, girl.
All right, I gotta do this question, and you're gonna get me. What is your favorite weirdest food to have?
Favorite weirdest food to have?
Yeah, the weirdest combination you come up with. I knew I'd get that look from him.
Well, Cajun sushi.
What sushi?
What?
Cajun
Okay.
sushi.
Okay.
I've actually eaten that before, and that's the weirdest shit I've ever eaten. But it was phenomenal. But I would have to say that's the weirdest thing I've ever eaten.
What are the ingredients? What are they putting
Well,
in there?
I got like a shrimp roll, but it was spiced with Cajun seasoning and Cajun food, and then you get the shrimp roll, and then your sides would be something like gumbo. So imagine eating sushi, Cajun seasoning, and eating gumbo.
Huh.
So it's kind of like,
Not bad.
Okay.
yeah, well, you asked.
Hey, look, I do
There it
peanut butter
is.
potted meat sandwiches, so
You shut up. That's disgusting.
What is
it
it?
is good.
What is it? What is it?
Peanut butter and potted meat sandwiches.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's left field right there.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
a desired taste, I think. There, sugar. I don't know if I could do that one.
Eating potted meat and mayonnaise sandwich is just you're replacing the mayonnaise with the peanut butter, make it thicker and creamier.
That is.
When I was a kid, I used to like scrambled eggs with ketchup. I always thought that was a pretty good thing. A scrambled
Exactly.
eggs, ketchup sandwich,
See,
Hey,
Jody, I
scrambled
think
eggs
all
and
of our
ketchup
stomachs
is great.
Same thing.
I have to try it just to test run that to see how that goes.
Oh
Yes. It's worth the try. Just don't knock it till you try it.
I ain't afraid to try anything. I'll try anything.
Just
I
like
think-
chocolate gravy.
I've had chocolate gravy.
No.
That's Appalachian. That's a hillbilly. That's a hillbilly favorite. And if it's cooked right, that's really
Chocolate
good.
gravy, a homemade biscuit,
No.
and a dollop of butter.
No. You're
Oh
going
yeah,
to
man, that
That's
shit's
good.
good. It's done right.
shit myself right now. Just stop.
Chocolate gravy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm getting sick
Yep.
to my stomach.
The next time we're all together, I'm gonna make us some, and you're gonna love it. It's good.
Chocolate gravy is the best.
Chocolate gravy is
No, I've had chocolate gravy one time. My grandmother made it. Now, I was born and raised in Oklahoma.
Cool.
And she fucking made that god awful shit for us one morning. It was the
good. Sorry,
nastiest,
Grammy.
fucked up shit I ever fucking had in my life. I was like, no, give me my regular sawmill gravy and I'm fucking happy. But that fucking nasty, goddamn dark, fucking brown bullshit, no. Looks like somebody just fucking straight up shit diarrhea all over my goddamn.
Oh boy.
You've
No.
got to try the southern side of it, though.
I am Southern, but fuck that.
No,
Man, I'll tell you what, I'll
the
tell you what I ate one
hillbillies are a
time
little
in
different.
Mandeville, Louisiana. I'm sure you guys know where that's at. But Mandeville, Louisiana, I had a restaurant there I ate one time. They had a garlic gravy. And I was
Oh,
kind of like, I don't know if this should be good or not, but it actually was
No.
phenomenal. I was blown away.
Garlic's amazing.
I try.
Garlic's amazing in a lot of things. Not great.
It was pretty good. Got to say, it was interesting.
Nope. I gotta pass on that. No way. No way. No fucking how. Nah.
So let me ask you guys a question. What's the wildest person you've interviewed? Just blows your mind. All of you as a team on your show. Who's the crazy motherfucker that was actually?
Oh,
Mm.
the worst one I can't say on air I can say it off air.
Right.
The wildest interview I ever did, and it's kind of funny because if he was still alive today would have been his birthday. So him and CB would shared a birthday. That was Shifty from Crazy Town.
Wow. Yeah.
I love that man. It was one of the funnest interviews I ever did. It was one of the wildest interviews I ever did.
I can see that. I could definitely see that, man.
He got into a lot of stories, and at the time he was sober. This was before he relapsed.
Right.
At the time he was sober, and he did talk about a lot of like the wild shit that he did, fucked up on drugs, and it was terrible. No, Jody, you were fucking fantastic. Which
Jody's was awesome.
Jody was a lot of fun, which actually Jody is the lead singer of the band that I'm in, Goat Silk. So any of you watching, go check out Goat Silk, and we're coming to you at some point very soon.
Absolutely. Cool.
So I would definitely say it was probably Shifty was probably one of the coolest interviews I ever fucking did. Like, he was wild and he was unapologetic and very raw, and he did not give a shit about throwing himself under the fucking bus.
Real rock star.
Yeah, he even went into stories about when he did that MTV rehab show that they had or whatever.
Right.
So he was even talking about shit that happened during that show on the interview, and I was just like, I could barely speak because I was just like
blown away.
Yeah, I was just
trying
completely
to absorb it while it's happening thing. Yeah, I get you.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who they did this song, you know, they did that fucking song that blew up in what was it, the late 90s or early 2000s, the fucking, I always think of it as a Butterfly song, but I can't ever remember what the fucking name of the song was. But, you know, he was there during like, he did like the MTV Spring Break and all this like wild shit. And when the music video and like the MTV generation was huge, he was there for the whole thing and told us like all the background stuff about MTV and doing the Spring Break thing and doing the MTV shows and all this just wild, insane shit that you're not really going to get from just a normal fucking person.
No, that's true experiences. That's a real artist.
Right.
As I said, rock star. Earned his stripes for real.
Yeah. So for me,
we got a saying in this business I always say, man, because I've met a lot of artists out there. And I always say this, and it's true in so many ways, that everybody wants to be a rock star until it's time to be one.
Right.
And the whole question in that is, a lot of people who have really made it as rock stars have those same stories you're talking about because it's real. You know, they're not buying into nothing that's this and that. They've worked their ass off, paid their dues, been through the ups and downs. And, you know, that's what it is. But there's a lot of them out there who want to be that. So we always say everybody wants to be a rock star until it's time to be one.
Exactly. All right. How about you other three?
I've been doing this.
I'm not even answering.
Well behaved. They've all been so well behaved.
They have been.
Nothing
I'll tell you a real good story off air.
I'm looking forward to that band we've got for our season finale this season.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you an interesting thing. One of the wildest people we've been in the band with. A lot of people don't know this. Our first bass player was Tom Bettini from Jackal.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, Tom Bettini. Yeah, Tom Bettini was about 5 years, actually 7 years. He was our bass player when we first started as Citizen Kane, and he was the original bass player for Jackal. Tom was, and we'd sit around after practice, man, and he'd tell us some of these stories. And you know, he's a straight up Tennessee hillbilly like ourselves, but he ain't afraid to tell you stories. He would tell us some of the craziest shit, man. I mean, some wildest stories. Awesome guy to be around, but you know, like us hillbilly, it ain't afraid to tell it like it is. But he had some awesome. We can't tell them online, but I can tell you some stories about Jackal that would, you know, but wow.
I would love to hear some of those stories.
Yes.
Maybe you can get Tom Bettini on there one night, man. I'll message him and tell him.
Duke, tell him come on.
You guys, man. He's
happy to have.
He's a character. You want somebody to blow your mind? He's the character, Tom.
Do it.
We'll be more than happy to have him. Actually, me and CB had a real interesting interview, and as soon as I do, you're gonna know exactly.
Oh, I'm not going to say names.
Every time he'd speak, at the end of every sentence, the whole entire time, like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Well, it's that or the ums. I like it when people do the and
This dude was wild. Like, he was wild.
Yeah,
we
were trying to hold our composure the entire time.
Yeah, you could tell this guy was so fucking strung out the entire fucking interview, like way strung out, and he was way out there in left field.
So hold on a second.
Yeah,
what's going on, man?
No, was it? I'm trying to think of the one interview where the singer, I think it was the singer, he was just freaking high the whole time. He was just out of it and gave us like half answers because one of the band members had to drop off and it was just the other two left. And I'm like, because he kept hitting his vape. And I can't think of that band. He was blonde headed though.
Yes.
Like, what was the question again, man? I forgot. What's the question?
Yeah, it was that.
Yes, it was like that. I'm like, oh no.
Chief on his weed.
What were we talking about? What was that again?
Exactly.
I always see them all the time, man. It's funny when you get fans like that want to come up and talk to you about your autograph, and you're sitting there 30 minutes because they're stoned off their ass and they forget what they come to talk to you about.
To be honest with all this, every single band that we get here on this show, we love and we appreciate them being on the show. We love every single one of them.
Yeah.
All right, CB, you're up on deck.
If you could give a single piece of financial advice to any band that's up and coming or just getting started, what would that single piece of advice be?
Well, to me, I had a producer tell me this one time. It went through one ear and out the other, and it took me a while to figure it out. Which our producer's Mike Watts out of Voodoo Studios in New York. He's actually recorded. It's a live Theory of a Dead Man, 10 Years, Seven Dust. He's in a lot of big bands. But anyway, he's a good friend of mine now. And when you first get into this, everybody's excited about being an artist and touring and playing, and you forget the importance of what's really there. And what I've learned over the years, if I can give any advice to anybody, is when you go in a recording studio, it's all about the recording studio. And what I mean by that is, don't go in there for cheap amp. Don't go in there with shortcuts of pedal boards and stuff like that. Use the real deal shit, the real tube amps, the high dollar amps, and record with great quality equipment. And then one thing you got to keep in mind, when you're in the studio, don't think about this shit, but when you're in there, man, you get one shot at this. Because everybody I know that's ever recorded went back a year later and go, man, I wish I'd fucking done this right, or I wish I'd done that right, or I wish I had to change this or that. So what you got to keep in mind, man, when you lay that foundation, it's about great quality equipment and putting it all on the line then, not on tour, not at shows, not later, but you bleed it right then and there because that's who you are as an artist. And then once they capture that and they put that out there, man, then everybody out there, I mean, if you guys went and listened to our music right now and you checked it out, that's where I'm going with this. That is where you see who that band is. Everybody goes online and follows that band, and it's about that recording first. Right. And then when they see you live and you can back that, that makes it what it is. So my advice would be, don't cut corners when you're in the studio or when you're writing songs. Put all your attention on that, your money and your energy on that, because that's what's going to be around when you and I are dead and gone. You got to think about that. People don't think about that when they're in the moment. They think, oh, man, it was great. We did a great album. But, 50 years from now, when I'm dead and gone, or you're dead and gone, the songs you recorded, somebody's going to pick that shit up and go, this is fucking badass.
Yeah.
Who's this? And that's what you got to think about. Yeah. People don't really capture that moment. And that was straight from our producer, who actually relayed that to me and some advice. And I thought, well, that's some fucking good advice. So there's my advice on the money end, man, if you're going to do something like that.
That's fantastic advice. Yeah. All right, Meg, you're up.
What is your proudest moment as a band so far? What's your proudest moment for the band so far?
Proudest moment? we've got a lot of things to be proud of over the years. I mean, we've been doing this for 20 years. We first released our first single in 2010, our first EP.
Yeah.
And so we've been around a while. We're not new kids on the block. And it's funny, we've made a lot of friends over the years, like Chris Taylor Brown with Trap's a real good friend of mine. We've toured with them, and he was coming out at the same time we were. Same way with Joey Saliva, Smile Empty Soul, 10 Years. I mean, we're good friends with those guys too. And we all come out at the same time. Of course, they have different careers and went different directions. We all have. But, we've been around that long, so there's a lot of stuff we've achieved over the years that we're proud of. I would say there's a lot, but I think being on some major festivals is an achievement. Going on a cruise, being able to play a cruise was really cool for us. I mean, that's something a lot of bands get to do. We actually played one of the bigger cruises.
Which one?
That was a vacation. It was one of the VH1 rock. I forget what it was.
Nice.
We were one of the little bands that went on early, but it was kind of cool though. You got a 5-day cruise and you only play 45 minutes and you're done for the whole fucking 5 days.
Hell yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's kind of like a paid vacation to go play 45 minutes, enjoy the whole cruise, and meet all these other artists.
Paying for your dinner.
Yeah, you get to meet all the other artists and hang, and that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, that was an accomplishment. The festivals are a big accomplishment. Taking the music where we have and being able to do some of the things we've done with it, with the producers we work with, I feel like that was a huge accomplishment. There's a lot. I mean, that's a lot to chew on there. That's something I'm sorry I can't answer one round, because that's a big question. There's a lot of stuff to be proud of. We all are, really.
Good.
That's excellent. That's excellent. All right, Daph.
Just being able to go play and keep playing.
Yeah.
That's
For as
probably
long.
the best. That's
for
the
as
best
long as you'll have.
accomplishment. Yeah, I mean, we've been together, same members. Well, we went to me, Donnie, and Myron have been together since day one, since 2010. But we went through some other bass players with Tom Bettini, and then of course our bass player right now is an awesome guy and a great artist, Phil Thackeray. He's really, really great bass player.
Good.
Fantastic. All right, Daph, you're up.
All right. So if you guys could have a signature drink, what would you choose, or what would you have?
The name of it or the brand? Where we going with this?
Both. Why not?
Yeah, would it be a beer? Would it be a cocktail?
No, it would be straight up bourbon, man. It would be from Tennessee. There's no doubt. I can answer that right. I can answer that real fucking fast. It'd be Tennessee whiskey or moonshine, one of the two. From here.
Ooh, yes. Oh, yes.
I always wanted to have my own moonshine, call it Suicide.
Ooh, what flavor?
Fucking drink that shit.
What flavor, though, would you put?
Suicide. That's all you got to put on it. Suicide for Skull and Crossbones. And here you go. Straight up moonshine.
Yep.
It's a straight.
Straight corn whiskey. Straight corn whiskey, moonshine, brewed here in Tennessee. Suicide with Skull and Crossbones. That's me. I'm that guy.
Oh, yes. I'd be down for that.
That's making my stomach turn even thinking about it.
Can't drink it by itself, man. That's one of them things you got to throw some orange juice in there with it, or mix it. Moonshine's always good with mixed drinks, but you could shoot it and then it'll get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. It's gonna get me to puke.
Remember, the colder the better, and it goes down smoother. That's why I keep my peach in the refrigerator.
Visitor on the liquor thing, I'll tell you an interesting story. We tried to get George Dickel. We sent a letter to George Dickel to sponsor us one time, because we kind of drink it every now and then. This is the coolest thing as a musician I've ever encountered. They sent us a letter back with a huge bottle of George Dickel, and it said, "We're not taking any musical sponsors at this time, but please enjoy our great product. Thank you for your interest." So we got a free bottle of
hell yeah,
big ass George Dickel that we all drunk in one practice. We got half.
Good Lord.
We just thought that was cool as hell. It's like, well, they don't want to sponsor, but hell, at least they sent us a bottle. That's pretty cool.
This will get us drunk.
Exactly.
I have an idea. Here.
What is it?
We're gonna hit up every goddamn fucking alcohol person, see how much free liquor we can get to stock our bar.
You never know, man. You don't know until you send it out there. We've actually had sponsors with Jaeger, of course, they sponsor a lot of bands. I mean, it's something they do with
Right.
a lot of bands. They got to appear there, but we've been part of that over the years and stuff. But we used to drink Jaeger like water when we were younger. That was one of
Yeah.
my
I don't
favorite.
even want to talk about Jaeger.
I love Jaeger.
We do.
No.
Me and the drummer man would go through Jaeger bombs at a show back when we were younger. We'd go through that shit like crazy. Which is
Dude,
fucked up as an artist because you got, you're getting the adrenaline from the Jaeger, but the other side's slowing you down. So it's kind of like you're fighting the energy drink conquest.
yeah, I know. Me and Jaeger
Don't mix, huh?
No, well, the very first time I tried Jaeger, I actually went to the Jägermeister music tour.
Oh, wow.
And it was whenever I discovered Slipknot. I did not know who the hell Slipknot was.
I bet that was an experience.
So it was Slipknot, Killswitch Engage, and Shadows Fall.
Yeah. Oh, God. Man.
Well, I was a huge Shadows Fall fan. So I was there primarily for Shadows Fall, but I also knew who Killswitch Engage was, but I had no clue who the fuck Slipknot was. Didn't have a clue. So I watched Killswitch was first and then Shadows Fall, and I started to leave. And this big dude was like, no, you want to stay for the headliner. Well, as soon as they were getting ready for Slipknot to come on, all the Jaeger girls came out. And started pouring Jaeger down people's fucking throats and shit. And this Jaeger
man.
up to me, and I'm like, "What's it taste like?" I'm like, "Cause I have a really bad gag problem, and if it's like bad, like I'm gonna have an issue." And she was like, "Well, it tastes like black licorice." I'm like, "I hate licorice." She was like, "Okay, I have something for you. I'll give you the first drink for free." I'm like, she's like, "Just try it." I was like, "Okay, fine." She goes, "Do you like root beer?" I said, "I love root beer." She goes, "Okay, I'll be right back." She brings me this drink and hands me this fucking drink. Well, of course, it was root beer mixed with Jaeger. Well, when you mix root beer and Jaeger, there's no alcohol burn. You can't smell the Jaeger. You can't fucking taste it. It's just pure fucking root beer is all it tastes.
But you got a buzz from hell because it kicks in, yeah.
Oh, I got more than a buzz from hell because by the time I was going to watch the Slipknot, we made it outside. My ass was fucking. We got to the Crystal. We went to Crystal's afterwards.
Nice.
And as soon as we pull up, start ordering, my buddy starts ordering. I'm puking out the fucking window as he's trying to order.
Oh no!
I'm just spewing vomit all the way around Chris.
Oh no!
It'll do that, man. It'll do that.
So bad. I have never to this day, dude, I could smell and taste Jaeger for like a week after that. Didn't matter how much I brushed my teeth, fucking did mouthwash. Every time I burp or breathe, it's like I could smell and taste Jaeger for like a week straight, and I've never been able to drink it again. Never.
It'll do that to you.
I don't even want to look at the bottle. I don't even want to fucking see it.
It's like paint remover, man.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Goldschlager because I had the same thing with gold. When you're fucking puking goddamn gold vomit,
Gold.
At least it's pretty.
it's not fun.
Chunks of gold spewing out. Yeah.
Not fun. All right, Meg, you're up on deck, girl.
Do you have any pre-show warm-ups rituals that you do,
Pre-show warm-ups.
or like a ritual?
Yeah, we actually do. We don't practice a lot. We don't rehearse a lot when we're on tour because it's night after night and you don't really get a lot of rehearsal time. So basically, one of our techniques is that we'll go rent a warehouse or someplace and lock ourselves in there for 30 days for a month. And we'll put the whole show together, the whole tour, the song list and everything, and bolt it down and get it tight and then go out and tour. And, it's true to this business. Like, it's like the Led Zeppelin song. The song remains the same. Different faces, different places, but the song remains the same. So once you put your tour together like that, you can pull songs here and there in and out, but the majority of it's going to be the same show everywhere you go, and you just take it out there to the masses and play. And unlike a lot of local bands or cover bands, they'll switch shit up every night and change shit up. But when you're touring and you're playing night after night and you're promoting your album, basically it's about your songs, your albums, your originals that you wrote, and just go out and put it together. And what we do, we'll crash course a set. So, like, for example, if we're opening for nationals on tour, like the Hippies or Trapped or whoever we're opening for, you put together a 45-minute set, because most of the time you get 45 minutes, and you just crash course it and put it together to where it's, tight as fuck, and go out there and give it to them.
All right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, CB, you're up on deck, brother.
So, if you could put yourself and your band members and create a horror movie, what would that movie be?
That's funny you asked that, because I've actually thought about that before. Believe it or not, I've actually thought about shooting a video. We have a song called "Ghost Within." We've actually thought about renting an old hospital or school and doing like a horror movie theme to the video with the song.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's something that's actually been an actual thought with this band a couple times. Not done it yet, but that's something we've actually looked at doing. But yeah,
I'm actually glad you brought that up, because those of you that are watching, please stay, because you guys know when we're leaving, we play a music video for the band. We actually have a live recording of Ghost Within that we are going to play on the way out. So stick around, listen to some music towards the end. On that, Daffy, you're up.
All right. So, if you can have anybody sponsor you guys, like whether it's this little itty bitty company or this massive company, just you never thought they would do it, who would you want?
NASCAR.
NASCAR.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Favorite driver.
NASCAR has never done a metal tour as part of NASCAR, and I always thought it'd be badass to go do all the races as a metal band and
Yes.
be like the after party for every fucking race.
Well, there was one NASCAR that had a metal band on the car.
Yeah, they have, but they've not.
20
To me, if you did the tour, if you did the NASCAR tour, all the races nationwide, and you were the headliner after party, I think that would be a great sponsor and promotion thing to go do. Nobody's done it yet. It's kind of amazing me. Cat's out of the bag now, but I think that would be a great idea. I'm surprised a lot of bands haven't done that. While some other nationals haven't jumped on that train. It's always country, and they don't even do a full tour. They'll do a show here, a show there. Nobody's done a full tour with that. I think it'd be great.
Oh, that would be awesome.
25 points goes to the person that could tell me what band has been featured on a NASCAR.
What was the number?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Ted Nugent has. I've seen Ted Nugent on one.
What metal band, big, huge metal band has been on a NASCAR?
No.
I know it ain't one of my drivers.
Their logo was on it. Their uniform had it. Who was it?
That's interesting.
Cue the Jeopardy theme. God damn it! I need. All right, it was Ghost.
I
Okay.
could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I could
Matter of
definitely.
fact, I think I've seen that car actually. I should say that after I remember seeing that actually.
Yep, it was Ghost.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, imagine having your logo on a car sponsored by NASCAR, and you're doing a whole NASCAR tour headlining as an after party. I think it'd be fucking awesome.
Either that or the NFL. I'd want the NFL. Obviously, I'm a big
NFL would be cool too. Any sport like that would be cool, really. The NFL,
Oh, yeah.
NASCAR, any of them could land that. Baseball, I don't know. Basketball and baseball, I don't think it'd be all that fun.
So going back to the days of MTV, if you remember the very first time you ever seen Beavis and Butthead, what is the he's already laughing. What is the very first music video you ever remember seeing on Beavis and Butthead?
On Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
I can't remember, man, to be honest with you. We watched that show religiously and laughed our ass off all the time.
Yeah.
We was more about Beavis and Butthead than the video, so I really can't remember. We can't wait to
So
come back on to laugh our ass off, to be honest.
I remember 3, which is what changed my entire life, and which was Ace of Spades by Motorhead.
Yep.
This Love by Pantera.
Yep.
And Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, Rob. Yep. I remember those. Now that you say that, I actually remember that. I couldn't remember then. I can tell you what the first video I've ever seen on MTV is. when MTV was actually MTV.
What was that?
Def Leppard.
Oh shit.
That's
Okay.
yeah, back in the day. And I'm talking off their first album, not the Hysteria album. We're talking about their very first album. Back in the day. That and Iron Maiden, The Trooper. I remember seeing The Trooper for the first time on MTV.
Mine was actually Metallica, Enter Sandman.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd been later. You caught the last of MTV then. You guys didn't get to see the golden days when it was the real deal.
Well, I mean, I watched MTV from probably the age of, I don't know, 10 to when it was turned into reality TV and I stopped watching it.
Everybody did.
Yes.
So I stopped watching it right after like the golden age of like when they had like TRL and shit like that.
Dude, when I was like 18 or 19, we would sit up till 3 a.m. watching Headbangers Ball. It was a religious act for us every fucking weekend. Get beer, get a bunch of people together, sit in front of the TV, and watch the Headbangers Ball. That was just
Man.
in the 80s. That was the shit, man. It was something to fucking do. It was awesome. I mean,
oh yeah,
love that shit.
So on that, we have ran out of time. For those of you watching, please stay put because we do have a video of Ghost Within from Citizen Kane. We love you guys. Thank you so much, James, for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. I want to thank every one of you, man, for having us on Sound Injection and being part of what's going on, man. We really, really appreciate you supporting us and giving us opportunity.
Absolutely. So on that, you guys know what we say. Please be good to each other. Don't drink and drive. And for the love of the gods and goddesses, please wrap your fucking tool on that. Here is Ghost Within from Citizen Kane, and we will see you guys again on Wednesday.
We'll see you guys.
Good night, everyone.
This is called Ghost Within. Look at all the things I've done. Start to finish, there's no point. Drinks of guilt that I can't hide. Confrontations left too long. Keep my conscience being low. Gripping presents around my throat. Chase that ghost chase that ghost that's always hunting me. But my soul's set free again. Chase that ghost that's always hunting me. But my soul is set free again. All the guns Montgomery, Alabama, Warehouse 231. With Citizen Kane. We'll see you guys next time. You've been awesome. Thank you so much. Stick around for sure.